In 1939, FDR set the date of Thanksgiving to the fourth Thursday of November, so it can fall as early as the 22nd or as late as the 28th. And I'm sure you can personally attest that Thanksgiving Day weather can vary quite a bit from year to year and has occasionally even included snow. Now, if we go back to 1950, history says the chance of seeing snowflakes on Thanksgiving is 20% or less southeast of the mountains and about 1 in 3 from Scranton to State College to Pittsburgh. No surprise that the best chance, about 40%, is in Erie. Now, if it's measurable snow you want, the chance is just 5% or less in Harrisburg and Philadelphia, 10 to 15% from Scranton to Pittsburgh, but in Erie, with that ever-present possibility of lake effect, it's still relatively high, about 30%. As for biggest Thanksgiving Day snows, the lake effect dumped 20 inches on Erie in 1956, while a coastal storm brought 19 inches to Scranton in 1971. Residents of State College and Harrisburg woke up to 8 or 9 inches that Thanksgiving morning, though the snow started the day before, so not all of it officially fell on the holiday. There's another storm that has to be mentioned in any discussion of Thanksgiving weather, even though it started the day after Thanksgiving. The Great Appalachian Storm of 1950 brought heavy snow and damaging winds to Pennsylvania and 20 other states, knocked out power to more than 1 million customers, and caused $70 million in damage, unprecedented at that time for any storm. The weather map the day after Thanksgiving that year showed a cold front cutting the state in two, and rain had already changed to snow in the west. A new storm developed along the front in North Carolina and raced to near Washington, D.C. a day later, bringing 3 inches of rain to Philadelphia, 6 to Westchester, and hurricane-force wind gusts in Stroudsburg and Allentown. Meanwhile, blizzard conditions developed west of the Appalachians as the temperature contrast across the state was tremendous, from single digits in Ohio and West Virginia to the 50s in eastern Pennsylvania. That didn't last, however, as an unusual jet stream disturbance pushed the storm northwest, so cold air actually overspread the state from the south, changing all the rain to snow. The result was record snowfall in parts of eastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania, not just for November, but for any month. Areas in purple here got between 20 and 30 inches of snow, while red represents between 30 and 40. That includes places such as Newcastle, Meadville, and my hometown of Steubenville, Ohio. The heaviest snow fell in the mountains of West Virginia, where a place called Coburn Creek got 60 inches in 4 days, still a state record. Pittsburgh ended up with 27.5, the biggest snowstorm on record there. The snow postponed the annual Penn State-Pitt football game scheduled for the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Speaking of which, I miss that game, which at one time was always played around Thanksgiving. In fact, this year is the 25th anniversary of that memorable meeting in Beaver Stadium on a cold and windy Friday after Thanksgiving, when number 2 Penn State beat number 5 Pitt on the way to Penn State's first national championship. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Paul Knight's back with the extended forecast next.